Hello everybody and welcome back to another breakdown video, breakdown slash prediction video. Today we will be breaking down all of the UFC 277 fights. Decent card. I mean, it's pretty bad for pay-per-view. $75. You lot in America have to pay. Kind of feel bad for all of yous, but yeah. I just get it free with a TV subscription, or just stream it. But seriously, UFC 277 this week. Okay card. Looking forward to it. Surely it's better than UFC London. Didn't do that great in UFC London betting wise, but Paddy Pimblett submitting cost me about quite a lot of money. So do you want to say he cost me quite a lot of money, Paddy Pimblett, by choking him out instead of knocking him out, which I just didn't think was going to happen against Jordan Levitt. But all good. On to this week. Starting off with our first fight, we have Orion Cosce versus Blood Diamond. I'm taking Orion Cosce in this fight. Grappling advantage, wrestling advantage, clinch game advantage, striking, obviously you give it to Blood Diamond, coming from City Kickboxing. Is friends with Israel Adesanya, and he has a kickboxing background. But man, look at his record. 3-1. Fought Jeremiah Wells, who's looked unbelievable in his last few performances. Jeremiah Wells coming off a knockout win over Court McGee, where he just starched him. It was a crazy knockout. Was it UFC 276 Jeremiah Wells I'm not sure, but yeah, anyway, I just, who are these guys he's beating, man? Blood Diamond, Hyun Min Wang, Joe Van Duin, and Dimps Jillies, bro. There's no way I'd ever think there's a guy called Dimps Willies or some shit. Bro. Dimps Willies, man, what am I talking about? Yeah, Dimps Jillies, dude, seriously. Yeah, how's that even a name? Anyway, yeah, going on to Orion Cosce, why I think he'll win. I just think his grappling, it will be just too much for Blood Diamond. Blood Diamond's came in to MMA quite late in his, fighting career. I mean, when did he start? 29, that would have been, to 34. I mean, that's obviously very hard mathematics I've just done there in my head. But, yeah, I just don't think Blood Diamond's MMA, overall game is at that UFC caliber, and the reason why he's in the UFC is because obviously he has he's friends with Izzy. So yeah, give me Orion by decision. I think he could get a sub here, but in his last fight, Orion looked like he gassed quite hard, which could lead to Blood Diamond's advantage. But I feel like Orion Cosce is just a better overall mixed martial artist, and yeah, it's. If he can get this fight to the ground, it can be over quite quickly, or he'll just grind on him the whole fight. One of those things. But I'm gonna go Orion Cosce by decision in this fight. Moving on to our next fight, we have Nick. Let me try and say this name. Negumereanu. Yeah, I'm not even gonna try. Versus Potieria. Can't even say that name either. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Nick in this fight. I just feel like he's fought a way better competition. Look at what Ihor is fighting. 5-2, 11-5, 0-2, 0-4. These are fights 16th. This is a Khabib level padding right here. I just feel as we've seen, Nick has fought way better guys in the UFC. This is Ihor's debut. He's coming off a pretty impressive win against Lucas Sadolski in his Contender Series win, where he starts the guy in the first round, wasn't it? But Nick here has fought some pretty good guys. That's a decent win. And Zachuku's quite a good win. That's a decent win, but he kind of got a bit lucky with Zinzachiku eye poking him the whole fight and stuff. But I think Ihor's very unproven. 20-2, that's a very padded record in my opinion, and Nick has the wrestling advantage in this fight for sure. If he can survive that 3 minutes period of Ihor coming out just throwing bombs. I think he can win this fight pretty easily, and I think he can get this fight to the ground and maybe ground and pound him out. There's just many question marks I have over Ihor, and from what I've seen of Nick, he's got a good chin. That's going to be very important in this fight. Not the best striking defense I've ever seen, but honestly, I think that should by him having a good chin, that should be good enough for him to win this fight and try and get this fight to the ground. If he uses good fight IQ, sees what Ihor is good at, maybe just grind on him for the first 3 minutes, try and get him gassed out, and then really take control from the fight. So yeah, I'm going to go Nick by decision. I think he'll get a decision win. It could be stopped early by Ihor, or it could be stopped late by Nick. But like I said, I just feel like if Nick wins, it's more likely a decision. So yeah, give me Nick by decision. Going on to our next fight, we have Ji Yeon Kim taking on Jocelyn Edwards. I'm going with Jocelyn Edwards in this fight. I just feel like Ji Yeon Kim's last 3 performances just haven't been great. I mean, she's having a fight with the air in the cage most of the time. Like, she's punching air, like the air's trying to dodge more than the fighter, to be honest. Like, she hits really hard, she's strong, she's powerful, but like, I think that Jocelyn Edwards is the more polished striker, and I don't think Ji Yeon Kim has the wrestling to get this fight to the ground, to be honest. And that's like where Jocelyn Edwards has struggled in the UFC, is that takedown defense, kind of like problem she's had. Sorry, let me just fix the camera. Sorry, my hair is like terrible right now. But yeah, give me Jocelyn Edwards by decision. A lot of decision ways, 3 decisions. But yeah, I mean, women MMA, that I just don't think anyone's gonna get a finish in this fight. I really could not see a finish. Like, I'm trying to think. Yeah, there's nothing. Nothing is coming in my brain how this fight will end. Maybe Ji Yeon Kim with her big power that her sparring partners have said, like, she hits like a man, so clearly she's got some power in her hands, but she just hasn't looked great. Her striking is not very polished. I don't see her getting this fight to the ground. But however, it was saying on the UFC website this was at 125, so Jocelyn Edwards fought at 145 her last fight, which is kind of worrying. Like, is she going to struggle with the weight getting down there? And she's taking this fight on short notice, I'm pretty sure. Two weeks, I'm not sure, I think it is. That's kind of worrying. She only fought once at 125, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, that's a big thing in this fight for sure. If you're going to try and throw some money on one of these two, which I would not do, by the way, do not bet this fight unless you're confident, which I'm not. I'd probably be doing a distance bet here for sure. I'd say it's definitely good to the distance. It's probably like -300. Put that in like maybe like a fun fold if you want, like go to the distance, or distance parlays if you really want to have some fun with it. So yeah, give me Jocelyn Edwards just by outstriking or using her leg kicks. I forgot to mention she's got really good leg kicks, Jocelyn Edwards. I mean, she threw she landed like 60 leg kicks. I'm not sure, do not comment on that, but if she's landing 60 leg kicks and her opponent's not on one leg, it's kind of worrying. But however, it shows that she mixes her target up quite well. And yeah, I feel like her overall activity will be too much for Ji Yeon Kim, and she'll get the fight done by decision. Don't know why that was such a long breakdown, but yeah, it was for that fight. Going on to our next one, Michael Morales taking on Adam Fugitt. I'm going to go Michael Morales by a first round knockout on his way to a ranking and to fight a ranked opponent. Michael Morales, Ecuadorian wrestling champ, I think. I'm not sure. I think that's right. And he's a Muay Thai Ecuadorian champ. So he's got some really good accolades in the overall mixed martial arts game. Adam Fugitt. I'm just... This is this is his chance. This is his big chance. He's 33 years of age, 8-2. I mean, you know, it's a big ass stepping up on 2 weeks' notice, so he's probably going to go out and try and get this fight done quickly. I think Michael Morales is overall, its mixed martial arts game, which is way better than Adam Fugitt. Adam Fugitt has nice high kicks, decent stand-up, but I feel like Michael Morales can take this fight wherever he wants, really, and win. Very athletic guy, explosive, fun to watch. I mean, definitely a prospect we'll be looking at in the future. 23 years of age. You know, a guy who's going to be very dangerous in the future for sure, from what we've seen. Trevin Giles, he knocked out, wasn't it? Let me just fact check that. Yes, it was. Trevin Giles KO'd him. I mean, beating Trevin Giles, I mean, he doesn't have the best defense or chin, but man, Trevin Giles is a legit guy, man. Like, on his debut, 22 years of age, that would have been, man, that's a very impressive win. So, yeah, give me Michael Morales. First round KO. Yeah, first round KO, Michael Morales. Going on to our next fight, we have Klose taking on Rafa Garcia. Rafa Garcia is a tough guy, man. Like, he's a crafty guy. He's powerful. I think he's got 8 submissions on his record, and yeah, he's just a very tough guy to beat for sure, or a knockout. But I'm gonna side with Klose. He'll put on that pressure, use his boxing, and get this win. I just feel like the striking advantage he has here is just going to be too much for Rafa Garcia, and I don't think Rafa Garcia can get this fight to the ground. If he does, he's got a big advantage there. He's got, like I said, 9 or 8 submissions on his record, beating get a lot of arm bars, a lot of rear naked chokes. But however, like, Klose is legit, man. Like, he almost beat Beneil Dariush, had a long layoff because obviously Jeremy Stevens, like, the hardest hitter, the hardest pusher, man. He's a demon, bro. He like pushed him and like destroyed his like arm, didn't he? Like, with something in his shoulder. I'm not sure, like a nerve he messed up in the weigh-in or weigh-in face off. But yeah, Klose is legit, man. Like, definitely a guy that I could see getting in that top 20 in the lightweight division. He looked really impressive. His boxing, his combinations, his last fight. The guy he fought last was not great, but yeah, I do feel like this goes to decision for sure. Rafa Garcia is a legit guy. Like, he's hard to finish. He's a crafty fighter. If you can finish him, that's very impressive. No matter how good his skills is, like, man, he can take a punch and he can take a beating. It was his UFC debut. He took an absolute beating. Was it against Nasrat Haqparast? I think it was. He took it in like 3 weeks' notice and he took an absolute beating. So yeah, give me Klose just to use his boxing, use his just overall striking advantage. His takedown defense is really good. He'll keep this fight standing, and yeah, give me Klose by decision. I just can't see him knocking out Rafa Garcia, and if he does, it's very impressive. Going on to a weird fight. This is such a weird fight. Dontiel Mays versus Hamdi Abdelwahab. So a lot of question marks over Abdelwahab. Abdelwahab. Yeah, I'm just it's such a hard fight to predict, man. Like, there's like Jorge Masvidal's been saying, like, oh, this guy's legit, man. He's like, his wrestling is something to behold. And yes, I do understand. 2016 games, he was a Olympic wrestler. Like, that's insane. Like, accolade to have. I mean, that's the highest, accolade to have in wrestling, is going to Olympics and obviously winning a medal. But I don't think he won a medal. I'm not sure though. Dontiel Mays, however, I think he's the better overall mixed martial artist. I was looking at Hamdi's like record, and I was looking at some of his fights. He's got really good wrestling. Like, obviously I said 2016 games, and like, the guys he's fighting, man, like 0-0. This is Jorge Masvidal's promotion, isn't it? I'm not sure. 3-2, 4-4, 4-0. Like, Ah, man. Like, three. Yeah, it's because he had two fights in Jorge Masvidal's promotion, I think. That's why it's only 3-0 instead of 5-0. But yeah, because it's like bare knuckle MMA. So, yeah, give me Dontil Mays just to use his overall experience. I think this is too much of a step up in competition for sure. But the thing is, Dontil Mays was plus money. He was plus money. I think it was like 130, plus 130. Opening odds, and now I think everyone's realizing this guy has not fought legit guys, man. He's fought absolute bums, and he went to the third round with one of the bums he's fought. So yeah, that's not great. So Dontil Mays has fought the way better guys. He's fought Cyril Gane, he's fought other great opponents, Rodrigo Nascimento, Roque Martinez, Josh Part. I mean, yeah, he's not great, Josh. He just fought last or 2 weeks ago and looked terrible. But yeah, I don't even think he's in the UFC anymore after that fight. But yeah, give me Dontil Mays by decision. Just so many decisions, man. Like, I know I'm picking decision, but I just think this goes over 1.5 rounds. I really do. I just don't think Dontil Mays has that power in his hands to knock this guy out. I really don't. From what I've seen of him in the UFC, and I think Abdelwahab, like I said, has the grappling advantage probably. So I just can't see him Dontil Mays getting this fight to the ground, just smashing his face in. So yeah, give me Dontil Mays by decision. I think he'll use his overall experience, striking, and his whole just MMA game to with him this fight. There's just too many question marks over Abdelwahab to win this fight. Going on to... Did I just miss a fight? No, I didn't. Okay. Going on to our next fight, we have Drew Dober taking on Rafael Alves. I'm going to go Rafael Alves. I'm going to choose Rafael Alves just because I feel like Drew Dober's takedown defense and overall grappling game is just not good enough. Not saying not good enough is kind of like a bit of a stupid thing to say, but I'm saying to beat and compete with someone like Rafael Alves, who had a very close loss to Damir Ismagulov. He looks like a world beater right now, man. Damir Ismagulov, 21-1, I think he is, an absolute demon right now in the UFC lightweight division. Just got a ranking, and I can see him being a top 5 guy in the future. So yeah, losing to someone like that, it's not the worst thing. Putting him in trouble at times is also impressive. 20-10, that's a bit of a weird record, I know, but all those losses came at the start of his career. I think he's lost twice since 2016. I'm not sure. I think it's twice or once since 2016. So yeah, he's very explosive, flying knees, jabs. I think he rocked Mark Cosce with a jab or a straight his last fight and submitted him inside 3 minutes. Very impressive from what Mark Cosce is doing right now. The guy's looking pretty impressive with his wrestling. Mark Cosce is. And Drew Dober's takedown defense has looked questionable in the past. And did he get taken down by Brad Riddell? I think he did. Don't quote me on that, but I think he did. And that's a striker right there. So yeah, give me Rafael Alves by submission in the second... We'll do first round. We're going to do first round submission for Rafael Alves. I'm not impressed with Drew Dober's takedown defense and submission defense. However, Drew Dober's a tough guy, man. His striking is obviously right there. Always impressive the way he's able to take a shot to give a shot. He's on the cusp of a ranking. Maybe he can get a ranking after this fight, or maybe get fight someone like a Jalen Turner or something. So yeah, give me Rafael Alves by submission first round. Sorry about that cut. I thought someone was gonna walk into my room there. Going on to our next fight, it is Alex Moreno, isn't it? Taking on Matt Semelsberger. Matt Semelsberger, a very, very, very powerful guy. Got good cardio. Got good stand up. Can we please get this off? Yeah, we can. Got good stand up. Got good you know, got good cardio. But I just feel like Alex Moreno's style, it's such a weird style, man. Like, I've seen, it's just really weird. I don't know, it's hard to explain, like, the way he parries a lot of his shots, he stands very square, like, hands way over, like, here, fighting like that. It's very weird, but I like the way he mixes up his kicks. He sometimes mixes in his grappling. Got really good BJJ, and I just feel like he's got the better overall, like, MMA game than Matt Semelsberger. He's looked really good in his last few fights. Matt Semelsberger knocked out Martin Sano. He's a bit of a bum. Like, friends with Nate Diaz, he took down like a 2 weeks notice, didn't he? Martin Sano lost to Chaos Williams. He's obviously quite a good guy in the welterweight division. He's in like that 15 to 25 range. Chaos Williams in welterweight right now. So losing to someone like that isn't the worst thing you've ever seen, but like I said, like, I think that Alex Moreno is just such a tough guy to figure out. He's not very good anywhere, to be honest. Like, his striking's okay, his wrestling's okay, but his BJJ is quite good. He's just like decent everywhere. He's just one of those fighters that can just be somewhat decent everywhere and beat people. Not that impressed with though. I do think this fight goes the distance. There's so many decision fights I'm putting. I know this is like such like weird like predictions, but yeah, man, catching Alex Morono that clean is hard to do. He has been knocked out in the past, but man, like, his last 5 fights, isn't it? He's went to decision. 1, 2. Oh, I beat caught by Serenity by his punches, I remember that. And then like 4 out of 5 just went to decision. What about he's KO'd a lot of guys, hasn't he? Yeah, 3 out of his last 5, isn't it? Yeah, 3 out of his last 5. So yeah, I think just, excuse me, keep burping. I'll probably get a fizzy energy drink right there. But yeah, give me Alex Morono by decision. He'll use his boxing. He's got good, decent kicks, not very explosive. I think Matt Semelsberger has the power advantage for sure, but like I said, I believe Alex Morono can just mix in his whole striking game slightly better. Keep him at range, use his kicks, use his leg kicks, maybe throw in a high kick like we've seen before against he wasn't Max Griffin he did that against and almost knocked him out. I can't believe Max Griffin at that shit. That was crazy, man. But yeah, give me Alex Morono by decision. Moving on up the card, we have Magomed Ankalaev taking on Anthony Smith. I'm gonna go with Magomed Ankalaev. These odds are very weird. Like, I think Topology's slightly behind, so the odds might have shifted slightly, but I mean, minus 500, minus 400, minus 300. I mean, that's a wide margin, man. Like, Anthony Smith is like the best we've ever seen him for sure in his career. Like, recently, like, he's fought Jimmy Crute, Devin Clark, well, this is in order. Devin Clark, Jimmy Crute, and his last fight was, I'm trying to guess. I can't. I'm not even gonna sit here. Ryan Spann. I mean, Ryan Spann's chin is pretty bad, but yeah, like, I feel like he's like the best he ever has, and even he was saying, like, I get why I'm an underdog here, but man, like, minus 500 is a bit disrespectful, he was saying, and just, I do agree. Like, Magomed Ankalaev is very overrated. I'm gonna choose him in this fight when I'm saying this, but like, I just feel like he's better at range than Anthony Smith, better at kicking. Don't get me wrong, Anthony Smith's calf kicks are lethal right now. So he's been implementing that into his game over the past 3 fights a lot against Jimmy Crute. He basically won because he was kicking the calf with that perennial nerve going out, and Jimmy Crute couldn't stand on it. His ankle was just flopping around everywhere. But yeah, give me Magomed Ankalaev to win this fight. I just feel his overall MMA games is better than Anthony Smith. I can't see Anthony Smith getting this to the ground, and if he does, like, as we've seen, Magomed Ankalaev against Nikita Krylov, he lost the first round. It seemed like he was just letting Nikita Krylov gas himself out in that fight, excuse me. Yeah, it was Nikita Krylov. Yeah, like, in his last 3 fights, man, he's fought some killers. Like, Volkan Ozdemir looked okay in his last fight. Nikita Krylov's looking really good, man. Like, I think he's entering his prime. E1 Kudalaba is obviously a decent guy to beat, and Thiago Santos, he hasn't looked great in his last few, like, you know, past 4 or 5 fights because of the double, like, knee injury he's had. But yeah, give me Magomed Ankalaev by decision. Another decision, I know, but Anthony Smith is hard to finish against who was it? Glover Teixeira. Like, man, he took an absolute beating in that fight. Like, he took an absolute beating and survived until, what's it, the 5th round, was it? Like, he was losing teeth. I mean, his face was, like, changed, man, after that. Like, he had a changed face. So yeah, give me Magomed Ankalaev. Just thought I'd point him, just to control the distance well with that. Wow, damn. I thought Magomed Ankalaev was the bigger guy for sure. But man, fair enough. Yeah, but I feel like Magomed Ankalaev just uses reach more than Anthony Smith does. Maybe Anthony Smith can make this a bit of like a dog fight, but I just feel like Magomed Ankalaev, I'm like spitting all over my screen. It's just too good for that. So Magomed Ankalaev's going to win this fight, and I think he'll fight Jan Blachowicz after this fight. I think that's a good fight to make. Jan Blachowicz versus Magomed Ankalaev for the #1 contender fight, while Glover Teixeira fights Jan Blachowicz, or not Jan Blachowicz, Yuri Prochazka for the belt once again. I think that's what they'll do. I'm not really sure what the UFC are planning to do. It's kind of like a weird one, because like Yuri Prochazka wants to fight Glover Teixeira again, just to prove a point. That was like that was a bad performance from me. But yeah, I think Magomed Ankalaev will get that done comfortably. Maybe 29-28, 30-27. Going on up the card. God, I have Alexander Pantoja taking on Alex Perez. I've got Alexander Pantoja in this fight. I think he has the power advantage. He's got it's close in speed. He's got the jiu-jitsu advantage for sure. But maybe Alex Perez, God, I can't say the name. Any names right now? Alex Perez has like the cleaner striking and the kicks from range. Like, we've seen him destroy people's legs before. Like, who was the guy that he destroyed? Husier Formiga, wasn't it? He just absolutely destroyed his legs. And Alexander Pantoja is coming off back-to-back wins against, was it Brandon Royval? Brandon Royval. Yeah, it was Brandon Royval's last fight. And Manel Kape's looking like a world beater right now, so that's a really good win to get. So yeah, Alexander Pantoja, if he can get this fight to the ground, I think this could be over by a submission. As you've seen, Alex Perez's last fight was over a year and a half ago, which is a big thing. You gotta take that into consideration, man. Like, how rusty is he gonna be? He's been out for almost 2 years now. Maybe he's improved somewhat, but like, is he gonna be rusty coming into this fight? Like, I think he will be, man. I do believe that Alexander Pantoja is going to take advantage of that. Come on him quick, get in close, maybe hurt him on the feet, get him to the ground, and maybe submit him in the second round. So yeah, give me Alexander Pantoja by submission in the second round. Probably just going to put a moneyline bet on him, or like a double parlay with like him and like Nunes or something, or him, probably him and Nunes as a little good parlay if you want to go down that route. Going on up the card, we have Sergey Pavlovich. Sorry, my back is destroyed. Give me Sergey Pavlovich in this fight. He's coming from a wrestling background in Russia. Not Dagestani though, so he loses points. I'm joking. But yeah, give me Pavlovich. I think he's going to hurt Derek Lewis. Like, the question is, I don't think Derek Lewis is like, is he motivated, man? Like, it seems every interview he does, all he cares about is the money. He doesn't care about the belt. He doesn't care about, getting to the top and being a world champ. Like, the motivation, man, like, he was saying he wants to, be like 250 pounds. Where's that motivation gone? Where is that gone? He's coming in at 260 now, or 265, 266. Like, I just and is his motivation going to be the same? Like after getting knocked out by Tuivasa in a wild fight, I just don't think he will, and I think Sergey Pavlovich has way more ways to win. He's decent striking defense. He's got better wrestling, which I think he'll use in this fight. I think he'll get this fight down quite early. As you've seen, Derek Lewis just stands up, bro. He just stands up. He doesn't even like go for an underhook and like gets up. He just like literally stands up. It's hilarious. One of the first fighters of it, the first fighter I've ever seen do that. But yeah, I think Sergey Pavlovich is probably going to get this fight to the grind and pound him out, and probably get a second round TKO grind and pound stoppage. That's what I'm going to go for here. Pavlovich looked really impressive in his last fight against Shamil. Oh, what's his name? I can't say a second name. It's like Abdurrahmanov. Abdelwahab, however you say that, has not looked great in his last few fights, but however, like, he looked like a way improved fighter. He was coming off like a 2-year layoff. Yeah, he was. You know, lost to Alistair Overeem, but man, he was like 26 at that stage, so I'm expecting for him to make massive improvements, and I really do think he has a chance of becoming like champ one day. He's looked really good, man, last fight, and yeah, I think he's going to get this fight done inside 3 rounds for sure. Maybe Derek Lewis can win. Like, that's the only thing that is like that one shot. All he needs is that one shot to land, and you're out. You've been knocked out. But I think Pavlovich striking defense is somewhat decent. Fight IQ is somewhat good, and his wrestling background is quite good. So yeah, give me Sergey Pavlovich by second round knockout or TKO. Going on up the card, we have Brandon Moreno taking on Kai Kara-France. I'm gonna go Kai Kara, or no, not Kai Kara-France. Why did I say Kai Kara-France? I've literally been like saying to myself, I'm gonna go Brandon Moreno. Yeah, Brandon Moreno. I feel like Brandon Moreno's combinations and activities gonna be too much for Kai Kara-France. Kai Kara-France has shown to be like less active and struggled with guys. I mean, look at the first time they fought. I felt like Brandon Moreno's combinations were just causing Kai Kara-France problems in that loss he had. And Kai Kara-France and Brandon Moreno have improved massively. Massively. They fought each other very young, like 24, 25. They fought each other. I was just checking his last loss just in case. Like, it was definitely that was a really good win from Brennan Royval. That's pretty off topic, yeah, but as we've seen, Brandon Moreno's take leaps and bounds. So is Kai Kara-France in his last few fights, man. Both these guys are elite, world class guys, and I'm looking forward to this fight. This is the people's main event, in my opinion, man. Like, Brandon Moreno's fast, he's got good combinations, and I think that's going to cause Kai Kara-France problems. Just to get off, like, Kai Kara-France looks for that counter punch. I think Brandon Moreno has he'll be able to deal with the range better than Kai Kara-France in this fight by mixing up his high kicks, mixing up his overall kicking game. Don't get me wrong, Kai Kara-France is obviously a kickboxer, or Transit City kickboxing with your likes of Dan Hooker, Brad Verdell, Israel Adesanya, the guy that's fighting on this card as well. I forgot his name. Already forgot his name, and I was actually doing a breakdown on him. Oh man, that's annoying. Let me just check. Blood Diamond. I was gonna say Blood Money, but I don't know why. But yeah, give me Brandon Moreno just to overwhelm Kai Kara-France over the 5 rounds, so I think he'll get a decision victory. Wouldn't be surprised if he got a submission, but I feel like Kai Kara-France, as we've seen in his last fight against Askar Askarov, his takedown defense is very impressive. However, I think Askar Askarov was shooting in pretty bad takedown shots, but yeah, I just feel like Brandon Moreno's the more just better longer striker. He's got a 4-inch reach advantage as well, a 3.5 inch reach advantage as well, which is also going to play a part in this fight. Going on to our main event somehow, Juliana Pena taking on Amanda Nunes. I got Amanda Nunes in this fight all day. just gonna be honest, like, people are going with Juliana Pena. A lot of people are. I get it. I do get it, man. From what we've seen of Amanda Nunes' last performance, like, it was not promising at all. Like, man, she looked terrible. She really looked terrible. Like, in the first round, she was destroying Juliana Pena. I think she dropped her. She dropped her with many leg kicks. But it's like, is she still there? Like, mentally, like, does she want this? Like, I'm sure Juliana Pena wants this. Like, she wants to prove the critics wrong and get another victory just to prove that she's the real champ. But I mean, Amanda Nunes, man, like, she was destroying her in the first round. It's just like quite like her cardio has never been good. Like, it's never been like, wow, her cardio, she can put a pace on someone. But it's never been like that bad. She's went 5 rounds with the likes of like Jermaine Durandamy, Valentina Shevchenko, and other women. She says if we were doing like an A to like E tier, she'd be in that like C range. She's like okay cardio. Like I'd expect her to go 3 rounds comfortably, and then if in the fourth and fifth it should be somewhat struggling, but I think she'd be able to cruise there, like we've seen against Jermaine Durandamy. It's just like I can tell. I don't like making excuses for fighters, but man, like, she mustn't have like trained her hardest, and she was getting over COVID, I'm pretty sure, so that was like another thing. I just feel like skill for skill, she's way better than Juliana Pena. Like, she's beat way better girls. I think Jermaine Durandamy could beat Juliana Pena. I feel she already didn't she? She submitted her. I feel like Valentina Shevchenko could beat her. I feel like there's so many women that could like beat her for sure. If Amanda Nunes came here motivated, trained her hardest, I think she can get this win, and I think she can get a stoppage victory in the second round. Juliana Pena is tough, and she's gonna come at her, and she's gonna try and put it all on Amanda Nunes. But I just feel like Amanda Nunes is gonna fight smarter. She got hit in the face by 4 jabs in a row. 4 jabs in a row. Imagine if John Jones got hit by 4 jabs in a row. Like, everyone would be like taking the piss out of the guy. Like, come on, man. You can't. It's just, I don't know. Like, that cardio is just worrying me. But I feel like she'll come out, fight smart, not get in a brawl like she did. That's the only way Juliana Pena can win this fight, to be honest. Is brawling with her. Even on top, Amanda Nunes was destroying her, making it look comfortable. So yeah, even the grappling, striking, clinch game, she's better everywhere, really. And I think she gets it done by decision, or not decision, second round TKO. So yeah, there you have it, guys. There's my breakdown for this card. Quite a long one, 38 minutes we are on. Yeah, I feel this is the parlay I'm gonna play. Probably I'm gonna play. This is like my biggest parlay I'm gonna bet on. Over 1.5 rounds in the Abdelwahab and Meg's fight. I just feel like Dontel Mays doesn't have that power, doesn't have that finishing instinct in the UFC that I've seen. I mean, maybe he can finish Hamdi, but yeah, I just don't think so. I think this goes over 1.5 rounds, and I put that in a parlay with Pavlovich. I think Pavlovich wins. I think he stops Douglas, and I think he gets the win for sure. I've also done, excuse me, Brandon Moreno, Alexander Pantoja, and Amanda Nunes in a parlay. I just feel like they're comfortable. I mean, maybe the Brandon Moreno one, I'm kind of like, but I'm confident Alexander Pantoja can get that victory for sure. Maybe I feel like Jocelyn Edwards versus Jiyeon Kim will go to decision for sure. That's probably like a minus 3,000. I haven't really checked. I don't even think the distance odds are out yet. But yeah, I think that goes to distance. So I'll be probably putting that in a parlay with maybe like your car Klose. Yeah, do something like that. Like, goes the distance between these two and Klose in a parlay, like a Klose TKO / decision, like double chance massive victory thing. So yeah, there you have it. There's my breakdown and predictions for this week. I hope you guys enjoyed this breakdown. I did a lot of research for this card, to be honest. Unfortunately, some of the fights I had to watch were brutal, man. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that. Please like, subscribe, give me your bets if you want down in the comments, and I will see you next week for another breakdown best bets prediction video. I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.